Anytime some brand new topic comes up in the software development world and in software architecture, we immediately start thinking in terms of patterns and anti-patterns because we see context and we see solutions and we want to document them. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today is talking about AI-based patterns and anti-patterns and how they intersect with software architecture.
We started with code as an action space, spoke about, techniques to sandbox, what's also state of the art and with respect to confidential computing for AI. We spoke about prefill and decode. I know it's a lot to consume because that itself is a 1 hour talk. But I think it's really important to know what's going on at runtime, right? What's going on at inference time. And then there are two techniques on context engineering, right? Like, so keep it up and only. And there are a bunch of techniques to enhance the selection of tools with the response prefills, right?
First of all, let's start with a bold statement. AI is going to replace software engineers. I heard that bazillion of times nowadays. Unfortunately, I don't believe it's going to happen. When you start to really go into the weed with AI, when you are working in production grade code and stuff like that, you might find, let's say, some flaws on AI, and maybe in the future they will fix that. At the moment, I don't think it's going to happen very easily. So the thing that we need to think though is that AI is not going to replace us probably, but we need to reshape how we work, or better, we need to unlearn the way how we were used to do things. Because AI obviously brings a different dimension of what we do as architects, as software engineers, and so on. So therefore, it's very, very important that we start to reframe and also ask the right questions to understand what still is in our workflow and what is not. This is basically the main difference that we have. Micro-frontends are definitely different from components. So if you find yourself that you have a bazillion of micro-frontends or components inside the same view, you're probably doing wrong. So those are concepts that are diverging. So one is optimizing for an aspect of architecture characteristics, others micro-frontend for others. Okay. So that's very important to understand. Usually, this is the main anti-pattern that I've seen helping hundreds of teams worldwide implementing micro-frontends.
And this brings us to the era of AI or age of AI. And there's no doubt, right? We're all talking about how can we make use of this and build systems. But the truth is that we're still in an age of AI POCs. A lot of us are building proof of concepts. We're trying to figure out how can we actually get this into the hands of the customers, either in the B2C or in the B2B space. And there's no doubt that we will, but how do we get there? Now, in this talk today, I'll be talking a little bit of or focusing on both systems thinking and reductionism. When we talk about AI, it's important that we have a mix of both because that's what drives systems engineering. Because it's important for us to look at how does this all come together.
So, in order to understand why event driven, why we're tapping into the world of microservices, we need to first understand what is an AI agent, what is a modern AI system, how can we orchestrate it, how do we build it, and many good stuff like how do we even deploy it, right? How do we create the CI/CD experience for that? And in order to understand that, we have to take one step back to what it used to be.
Talk about how this looks now architecturally rather than rolling our own. We're going to have, again, an agentic microservice that's responding to a prompt, and we can keep it simple. This is user input. In real life, we could have, as you know now, multi-agent systems where one agent is sending a prompt to another agent. That's fine, but let's just keep it simple for right now. I am saying, would you please make me coffee with Neal? And this agent doesn't know anything about how to talk to calendars. It doesn't know what's going on in my day. It doesn't know anything about where a coffee shop is or how to make a reservation, but it knows it has these services. It is configured with these two MCP servers, and it's able to interrogate them, first of all, through the capabilities endpoint, and second of all, through listing resources, listing tools, and without so much business logic inside that agent, and without any of that integration code inside that agent, We don't want that locked up in there. We want that in this reusable server. It's able to get that job done.
It's been a great super stream. We've seen a lot of architecture patterns, anti-patterns, how that overlaps with interactions with LLMs, but also interacts with the software ecosystem in general. A lot of very deep dives into a lot of very interesting critical topics that you should know as a software architect these days. So thank you again to all of our fantastic speakers. Got a great lineup today.